everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Susan Timchak, and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'd like to welcome you here. Today I'm continuing my series on my technique book, A to Z Techniques, using all Stampin' Up products. The products that you'll see here today are available to purchase through my online store at www.stampinsucreates.stampinup.net. So I thought I would share with you today a fun technique. It's called a faux chalkboard technique. So in order to do this technique, you're going to need an embossing buddy, or if you do not have one of these, you can probably use something like baby powder, or you can use like a talcum powder, or something like that. Just be careful, don't inhale any of those fumes. Just a word of caution. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be rubbing your embossing buddy or your powder over black cardstock. You stamp your images with white craft or pigment ink, allow it to dry, then use a white pencil or gel pen, or Stampin' Up sells a chalkboard pen, it's a chalkboard marker, which I tried to locate, and well, you know what happens when you clean your crafting space. Can't find anything, so I couldn't find that. So then you allow that to dry. Okay, then you use the white pencil or gel pen to outline stamped images to create the look of chalked art on a blackboard. You can then use a sponge and white ink to sparingly smudge over white marks to create eraser smudges. Now I do have a blog, which I added a new page to, because people have been asking for the techniques that are like typed out. So I'm kind of doing it as I go. So what I'll be doing is I'll be adding to that page. My blog is over at stampinsucreates.blogspot or Blogger, one of those, .com, and you can find it over there as I keep adding on the techniques. So I hope that that's helpful. You can also screenshot this card, and then you can just type it up yourself if you want to create your own book, or however you want to do it, or just write it out. Totally up to you. So my background paper on here is, what am I using here? Bermuda Bay. And you're going to need some black cardstock, okay? The stamp set that I'm using is actually a Celebration stamp set, which I got absolutely free. Now, this is available till the end of March 31st, 2019. With a $50 purchase, you can get this stamp set for free, or many other items that are available. And this is a cling stamp set. It's called Home to Roost. And I thought that this little rooster would be perfect for this, because he kind of looks like he was drawn, like on a chalkboard. So, okay, let me start off. I have a piece of, let me move him aside, a piece of basic black cardstock. And what I'm going to do first is kind of doing a little bit out of order from what the technique paper says, but that's okay. I'm going to take my watercolor pencils, and I'm going to take my white pencil. Now, you can also use, Stampin' Up used to sell these gel pens. I don't believe we have them anymore, but if you have a white gel pen at home, you can use that as well. And what I want to first do is I want to do some doodling on here, okay? So I'm just going to kind of do some little dashes, dots, things like this, whatever kind of doodling you like to do. This kind of adds to, the look of it being like a chalkboard. And I mean, there's no rhyme or reason with this. I'm just going to kind of do some outline. My first sample card I kind of did it, I'm going to do a hashtag there. Did it a little bit differently, where I did these lines and doodles first, and with the embossing buddy, and then I noticed it was kind of hard to see, so, I thought I would do this first. So there we go. Just a little do-dash. I mean, you can go in and add some dashes along here, just to make it look like it was, something drawn on a chalkboard. You can certainly take more time with this if you choose to, just to add something. Okay, so that kind of made like a little frame. Then I'm going to take my embossing buddy, and I'm just going to kind of add this to here, just kind of spread it around. Makes it look like a chalkboard. you know, that, you know, back when you were in school that your teacher used, and let me bring it up a little closer for you, you know, that she used and wrote on and erased and those kinds of things. Although I'm not sure if they really use chalkboards anymore. So if you're a teacher and you could help me out with that, let me know. So the ink pad that I'm using here today, let me close this up. Ooh. And I always manage to get myself a little messy. This is our craft Stampin' pad. It's the Whisper White. When you purchase this, it comes with a re-inker. So I would recommend every time you go to use this, to use your re-inker. Let me show you. I know my re-inker is getting a little low. So let me... And I know this ink pad is well loved, well used. It works great for embossing because it's a pigment ink pad. Try to get some of that. There we go. So see how you just squeeze this out, and it's very thick ink. Just a word of caution. Okay. All right. Then what I like to do is I'll just take my bone folder and I'll just spread that through. Now I've already done this, so we should still be, you know, pretty good with that. I'm just going to put that over there to clean that later. Okay. All right. So once you know that your ink pad is well inked up, I have my little rooster here. I'm going to ink him up really well. See how well he's inked? And I'm just going to stamp him right there. There he is. Now, being this is a pigment ink pad, this is going to take a little bit longer to dry. So I'm going to stamp also, thanks for your friendship, right up here. Okay. All right. So then let me close this up. Then you want that to set aside to dry. Or you can use your embossing tool to go ahead and hit that to help it dry along. Or you can just set it aside. So we'll set it aside because I already have one that I did ahead of time. So let me put that right over there. Okay, so here is the one that I did. Now it is still a little wet. So let me see, where is my heat tool? Oh, here we are. Here's my older heat tool. This will work. Old or new, they all work. You want to make sure that this is dry before you go ahead and put this into your technique book. So let me see here. Sorry if I move that. I have this extension cord because I have like 50 things plugged in. All right, let's go ahead and, sorry for the noise, help dry this along. Now, if you wanted to, if you were doing other techniques, you can go ahead and, I'm going to use this to hold it so it doesn't blow away. You can put embossing powder over this and emboss this, but that's a whole other technique. So we'll definitely be adding that to our technique book. All right, that looks pretty good. Let me turn this off, set that aside. All right, so you can see the difference though, as it dries, it kind of, over here, it kind of lightens up even a little bit more than the original one. All right, so we're going to go ahead then. We have our piece of cardstock that, where's my glue? All right, I'm going to use a little bit of Fast Fuse on here. Put some adhesive on there. Add this to my base card. Okay, let me turn that over and rub the back. And then I have my faux chalkboard. Now here's another earlier one I did. You can see how different they look. This one I put the year 2019 on. You can choose to do that or not. So let me set that guy aside. I'm going to do a couple more of them because I do a couple extra ones. Not sure yet what I'm going to do with the extra ones that I do, whether I'll be, you know, doing some sort of giveaway maybe, make up a book and do some sort of giveaway. I don't know yet. But, okay, so let's take our instruction sheet and we're going to slip that back behind here. And our technique right there. And there we go. there is another page, a faux chalkboard technique for our A to Z technique book. Isn't that fun? So, all right, that is it for today. Like I said, be sure to leave down in the comments if there's a certain technique that maybe you would like me to focus on or something you would like to learn. And I want to thank you so much for being here. And if you're not a subscriber, be sure to hit the red subscribe button. And next to that is a little bell, which is a notification bell. Click on that so you can be notified of all of my upcoming uploads. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a super Stampin' Day. And I'll see you back here again real soon. Bye for now.